Welcome, Bernard.
Yes, thank you, Steve, for this interview.
So, welcome to this small chat.
Yes.
So, I know you as a Bernard.
Yes.
So, for our viewers, those who are watching the video, so could you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. No good night. I'm Bernard Ondap, also a member of Oblates of Mary Immaculate. I'm originally from the Philippines, the Mindanao part, that's in Bukidnon. So I was ordained 2010, so as a priest, I'm already a 13-year priest. And I had my first oblation as an oblate 2003. So 20 years as a religious, still a baby. I came to Japan actually when I was a seminarian after 2 years of theology. Part of our program is mission exposure overseas. So they sent me here in Japan. So I studied the language for 1 year and given the chance to see the missions here in Japan. So after that experience, I went back to the Philippines and continued my theology. I got ordained as deacon and priesthood as a priest. Then after 1 year of working in the Philippines, then I received my first obedience to be sent here in Japan. So that was 2011, a later part of the year, I think on November.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes, I'm 43 years old.
so 2011 to 2023, so almost.
Yes, so this is
after ordination, you have 12 years of experience.
Yes, yes.
13.
Yes.
So, and plus before ordination was 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, I know, 2 years, almost 2 years. Actually, I professed my perpetual vows in this church.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
in this church, right in this place. So this place, Koga Church, is very memorable to me.
Okay. So, so since you came as a seminarian, as a student of theology, so what was your first impression when you came to Japan?
The very first impression the very first day that I arrived here in Japan, actually, that was a diaconal ordination of Father Furukawa Kenichi.
Oh.
Yeah, and the first time that I saw people, especially the women, wearing veils with their hands like this. So I find the Japanese church very conservative. And the mass is solemn, unlike in the Philippines where the music is so lively. So I told myself, I think this place is for me. That was my first impression. And moving around, meeting the Oblates and the parishioners, I said, I think this is the kind of life that I really wanted.
Okay.
And that is the reason why I chose Japan to the place where I profess my perpetual vows. But during the time, I still did not know whether I will be sent here or not.
Okay.
So it's like I would like to close my exposure with the profession of vows, thanking this mission, thanking for rediscovering my vocation. Yeah, because I really find the mission to be very helpful in my vocation.
Okay. So, as a student of theology, and you professed the final vows in the same place.
Yes, yes.
That's very, interesting.
Yes, but at times I already forget. I could not even remember when I was. When did I profess my vows? Usually, okay, this is my vows, but at times I would forget. Oh, my vows was yesterday. Yes.
Okay. So, but almost it's been 15 years, 14 to 15 years. You are in Japan.
Yes, adding including the years when I was exposure. Yes.
So you might have had a lot of experiences.
Yes, many.
Good and bad. So could you just say one of your experience?
Yeah. Okay. When I was a seminarian, so I think you also experienced the same thing. I really don't know the language, so everything was sign language. I think for more than 1 year, I attended the Mass without understanding anything. Yeah, I mean, though we have English readings and all of that, but the Mass in itself, I was not able to understand it. So, but that was a challenge. I took it as a challenge. That for me is very memorable. I mean, going to a country where, as if you are like a baby, you don't know nothing. But since like you're a baby, you don't know nothing. Meaning to say, you're capable of absorbing, of learning new things. So I really find that, especially the first year of my exposure here, very helpful, very memorable.
Okay. So thank you. In the stay here in Japan as a missionary, is there something that pushed you to go up? Means whenever you give up some time, we think of, okay, am I suitable for this place or not? No, but is there something pushing you up?
Yeah, I mean, even until now, I would still ask myself, maybe even this church, even this mission deserves somebody better, somebody who is more dynamic, who has more initiative, who is more daring. But in my experience, I don't know with other nationalities, but among the Filipinos, when I ask them, are you willing to go to Japan and volunteer? No. So I take that as, if nobody wants to go to Japan, then I'll be the one to go. I think that's what Eugene was telling us. I mean, not us, I mean the sons of Eugene. Go to places where nobody dares to go. I'm sure now maybe there are many Filipinos who would like to come to Japan, but during that time, it seems that Japan is not a place where they want to go. So I said, okay, I'll go. Well, trying to dare things which other people doesn't want to dare.
Wonderful. So something very courageous.
Yeah. But at times, oh, why am I here? Maybe I made a mistake in saying I will go. Yeah, you've asked about the experience. Well, there were many beautiful experiences and many very sad experiences also. In fact, there was a time when I said I want to go back to the Philippines. Why? Basically, it's because of the language. Though we studied Japanese language in the school formally, but there are still many things that I don't understand. So one time, after my homily, after the Mass, somebody asked, the sacristy, somebody approached me and said, you're not supposed to say that. So I said, that was not my intention and all of this. So I was really down. And you know, there's one parishioner, an old lady, who told me, it's all right. Because even if your Japanese is not fluent, but we try to understand what you're trying to say. And because of that, we don't sleep. Because our minds are working what you're trying to say. And I find that during that time, very comforting, and that really gave me an encouragement. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, even until now, standing here, many people, when I share my reflection, of course there are people who are sleeping, so I take it, is my Japanese already good that they are sleeping? Or they don't mind anymore what I'm talking? Yes, but the language is still very difficult.
Yeah, it's really challenging.
Yes,
and
really
every day
yes.
you need to improve and study.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we prepare for our 75th anniversary for our arrival and our presence in Japan, what is your feeling, or what kind of preparation?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for that question. So it's like Miss Universe question. Yeah, I feel that the Oblates, especially the Oblates who have been here for so long, that they've done their part and they've done their best. That the mission here have reached 75 years. And I think the Oblates have touched many lives, especially our seniors. They have touched many lives. but I find the challenge is with the declining number of parishioners here in Japan, how can we as Oblates, or me, myself as an Oblate, still radiate God's love? Of course, as an Oblate, radiate Eugene's spirit, which is charity among ourselves. But how could people really see, let me put it this way, could people see Jesus in me? That's really a challenge for me every day. For me every day. For example, with the vocation, after Kenichi's ordination, we don't have any ordination, so that was how many years ago? More than 15 years ago. So I don't blame, the parents or the families, why don't you teach your children? But I would even point finger on myself. Maybe my way of living, my lifestyle as an Oblate here in Japan is no longer appealing, or they could not see Jesus in me, or they could not see a religious in me. So that's a challenge for me.
Okay.
That's really a challenge. How long could we Oblates stay here in Japan? That I really don't know. I leave it up to God. But as long as we are here, I am here, I would do my best to at least touch one life, or make it 2 or 3. I hope.
Okay, that's nice. Since we are doing our preparation, so to share the God's love to the people, it's our core primary, ministry. That's nice. So, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Since the people who are watching this video, so do you have anything to say to them?
Yes, maybe some of them have been our constant benefactors or supporters or mission partners here in the mission in Japan. So first, I would like to thank you for journeying with us, with the Oblates here in Japan. Maybe without your help, without your prayers, we're not able to reach 75 years. And I would like to ask you, this is my humble request, as one Oblate working here in Japan, to please continue to pray for us, to pray for vocations here in Japan, and please pray for each and every Oblate, that we may be able to radiate the charism of Eugene de Massena to others, and may we be able to really be an alter Christus. May people really see Jesus Christ in us. So please do pray for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard, for
Thank you, Steve.
wonderful sharing
Thank you,
your
Steve.
experiences. Thank you.